Michael here, and this is More Radio.
Hello, I'm Amanda Sommerville, and you are listening to Sommerville Radio.
For whatever that means.
I throw away my sorrows. There was one chance to escape into what they call reality.
I started to be interested in music with Elvis Presley. That was when I was 8 years old. I got into Elvis.
Your idols.
Yeah, I love Elvis.
Okay. Perfect. What do you think?
And I would say mine was my family. I think the biggest influence was definitely my family, because my dad was like the, folk singer-songwriter, and my mom was the hippie rocker chick who was also into jazz. Very funny hybrid.
And Black Sabbath.
Yeah, she loved Black Sabbath. She was equal parts Black Sabbath, Astrid Gilberto, and Pink Floyd.
I was into Pink Floyd too, actually. The Wall. I was listening to that a lot.
She loved Dark Side of the Moon.
Mm-hmm. Just bought it as an SRCD.
Did you?
Money. Dun, dun.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yep.
It started with
him.
Serafino from Frontiers asking me if I would like to do a full duet record with a female voice. And the rest was Matt Sinner organizing everything, people to do it, producing it. He worked on it for 18 months, wrote most of the tracks. Some were written by her. That's where it started.
Yeah, and then they came to me and asked me if I would like to be a part of the project, and a duet with Kiske, and I was like, how cool, because I'd worked with him before, kind of a little bit around the corner anyway, on a couple of different projects like Aina and Avantasia.
Never met.
Right, we'd never met before, so this was an opportunity to get to work with him one-to-one, and where our voices were featured together. And so Matt asked me if I'd be interested. I said definitely, and he sent some songs, and I asked if he could imagine having some songs written by somebody else, namely myself, also on the album. And he said, sure, if you've got some, send them my way. And so I consider myself just as much a songwriter as I am a singer, and so I wrote 4 songs with Sander Komans, the guitar player and founder of After Forever.
One is my favorite, actually. 1,000 Suns.
Yeah, and 3 of them ended up on the album. So
it should have been second video, if you were asking me. 1,000 Suns, definitely worth it. But I mean, it's possible still to do another one, isn't it?
Yeah, sure.
Serafino. 1,000 Suns. Still, I think it's a single. I'm sure if it takes off.
If it does well, it's up to you. Yeah?
To the camera.
To the camera.
No, the
it's
plan.
up to you guys what happens with this.
Exactly.
If it's successful, then there will be a sequel and a tour and all kinds of fun stuff.
And
Maybe
if not, bad luck.
Michael riding a pink pony.
You never know what happens.
You never know.
Where in the world are the people I love?
I love her voice. I mean, as I said, I'm not saying this just because we're doing promotion here. I would probably trick myself around it or something if I wouldn't think about it. I really like her singing. I got her CD on my iPhone, the Windows solo CD. Everybody should check it out. Shows what she's capable of. Lots of different styles on it. It's something for people with an open horizon. For me, it rocks, but she also does other things on it, like almost jazz kind of stuff, like carnival and stuff. I played it to Sandro, actually.
Did you?
Did I tell you about it? He said like it's one of the best. He is into that type of music. He's like a very, very good guitar player, and he is into this kind of jazz songwriting. He's probably the best musician I know, to be honest with you. That's why he is with Helga. And
that's really
he
cool.
really liked your voice. He said it's like the best female voice I've heard for
Well,
ages.
thank you. And I mean, hey, it's not for nothing that Michael is a legend in the scene. You know, I think so many people. He's been such an influence for so many singers in this scene, and I mean, Tobias Sammet has also said that Michael Kiske was a great influence, you know, an idol for him in his singing and stuff, and a lot of people try to imitate or reach anyway Michael's technique in singing and this high stuff, but nobody has this clear tone like he does. And your vibrato is also very unique.
Okay. Thanks.
No, but I love this guy.
Yeah.
I'm very naughty. I'm very
Me too.
bad. I don't do anything. I just sing all the time.
Well, that's enough.
So I don't necessarily do, you know, scales and things like la la
You
la la.
shouldn't. You shouldn't. You don't have to. You don't have to.
I
you're
never warm up.
Me neither.
You're a vocal coach.
There it is again. It hounds you.
Yeah, I've been dubbed that, but I'm not in the you know, classical or technical sense of vocal coach. And the things that I've done that were, you know, deemed as vocal coaching for other artists was really vocal production. And so I'm not classically trained, and I don't do classical training. So it was mainly just working on the dramatics, expression, pronunciation, things like that. So, surprise!
I have always been very lazy too. Sometimes I was not singing for 2 years or something like that. Like, yeah, it's kind of weird. So now that I'm going back on stage, I have to be doing, before some kind of live shows, I have to be doing some singing, just practicing the songs and stuff like that. But like with her, I don't warm up before the shows. I don't have to.
Nothing lasts forever. Emotions are a sacrifice. I'm trying to.
Not so much the music. It's like that's the thing. I always loved what we did with Halloween. It's like I still love my favorite Maiden Priest records from my youth and stuff like that. It's more the spirit, certain attitudes that I don't agree with in terms of creativity and stuff. I think musicians should be free, and you should express yourself. I don't like critics or even fans. Fans are excused in a certain way, but critics should understand more about music culture. You know, you should never try to tell a musician what to do. You should never try to criticize a record for being not what you expected. You know, you should be surprised. I mean, music culture can only develop and grow if something happens. Look at the Beatles. They're always a good example for it. I know that they're overused and stuff like that, but they're a good example of doing something new every time. And they sort of raised a generation with a very healthy attitude towards music, because it's like people expected the Beatles to do something fresh again every time, and they did. And that was it was actually music culture. It was really culture. Nowadays, musicians worry too much about if the audience understands it. You know? I think there are different kinds of audiences out there. There are some stereotypes, but there are also a lot of fans out there that think like me, I found, that are kind of pissed when they get exactly the same soup. They want to be surprised or something like that. Musicians and bands should always do the music freely and honestly, what they really want to do, and then the market should be built around that. And it should never be that the market or the industry designs the music. It's far too much like that.
I never saw it coming this way.